And he said, la, 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 General, you're not going to phone my province and order my people around. And I said, whoa, whoa, General, we are not fighting. Nobody's fighting, please. Let's not go there. He says, you call my people here and you instruct them, you tell them that the minister must, they must come to head office and I don't know about that thing. I said, no, General, I'm apologizing, but I just wanted to carry out the instruction. He said, no member is going to Pretoria. No one is going there. I don't report to politicians. That is what he said. He said, but when he said, you go tell the minister that I say, I also didn't take it kind that, but we are all trained members of the South African police, and we grew up within the discipline of the police. And from a student, you get trained who must salute who must stand up when who comes in, who must actually salute, who must greet who how. Now, the way he's heavy and talking to me in an aggressive manner, his tone was very heavy. I didn't take it kind myself. Then I said, but General, when you order me now and say I must go tell the minister that you are ordering me around now, and in fact, it wasn't meant to be like that. I'm your senior for you to talk to me the way. Then he said, oh, I don't know where you're coming with this thing of you being a senior. Then he dropped the phone. Then he followed me with a very long message that tells me that he's appointed in terms of the Constitution, and then I'm appointed in terms of the police regulation, and then he's responsible for policing in KZN. Say from now onwards, you've got nothing to do with KZN. And now I'm being banned by the provincial commissioner to operate in KZN when in fact I'm operating nationally. When you call meetings to discuss the project at head office, his people are not there. KZN is beginning to suffer. The project are not there. The cash in transit people want to know. Cash in transit is high in KZN. We've got hitmen in KZN. We've got drugs at the harbors. We've got a lot of crime. We've got the people burning the trucks. We've got a number of issues that were happening in KZN, and yet we need to intervene from head office, and then there's no relationship. So it was KZN was suffering. So it was a question of we need to fix this relationship so that at least crime does not suffer. That is how it happened.
Is that your reference to what you say in paragraph 111 of your statement, page 34?
Yes.
And what was that date?
I don't have the date, Chair. The date in which that happened.
Or maybe just give us a month. It was in this year.
I can simply say it is the AKA arrest. It was on the day the people were arrested. Because what happened, it was an anniversary. It was almost a year after the murder of AKA. And the spokesperson comes and says, the media wants to know what is going on. It's almost a year and there's nothing that is happening on the arrest of the ANC. So what must I tell the media? At the same time, that's when I started getting involved too much with the team and say, guys, now it's all in our name and now we are being disgraced here. Now what is going on? How can we assist? How can we support that we trace these people? Then we arranged a meeting with the team. And then myself and the National Commissioner, we flew to Durban. We met the team with the the acting provincial commissioner, if I remember. But there was a team there and the prosecutor that was involved. We met at the airport. And then we agreed that they will actually arrest because we knew where the people are and who was involved. And they agreed they were going to arrest, and they arrested.
So, can you recall whether this was before or after a meeting that both of you had, also with the minister present? That was it in May this year?
No, That one of AKA, it was more of, it was Minister Kele.
Sorry?
It was Minister Kele at that time.
Yeah.
And this other one of May, it was Minister Senzo Mkhunu.
Yeah, I'm talking about that meeting.
What about, yes, Chair?
Were the two of you in a meeting?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of that meeting? What was discussed at it?
The minister really, I saw a message, an email that was sent to me. An email that was sent to us. It was the email that was sent to us to say that there is going to be a meeting with the following individuals: the one with the minister and the national commissioner and myself, and the other one with the national commissioner, myself, and then Minister General Mkhwanazi, and the minister. And in that meeting, the minister actually opened the meeting, and he indicated the purpose for the meeting, and that we as senior managers, if we really don't find a way of resolving our challenges or our issues, it is South Africans that suffer. And then you would want us to find a way to resolve whatever issues that exist. And then we were okay with the meeting. We shook hands with General Mkhwanazi. We saluted. We left after the meeting. On the 4th, the Friday before the 6th of July, I got a call. The National Commissioner sent me to Parliament. I was on my way to Parliament to go and represent the National Commissioner this side. I got a call from General Mkhwanazi. And then he said to me, "Hello, boss, you called me boss on that day." He said, "Hello, boss, will you be attending will you be coming to Durban?" I said, "Yes, General, I will be there." And then he said, "Ubo Chopel," he said, "You must let me know, because you are the senior manager of the South African Police Service. I must know when you are in the province, because you will have a puncture and the next thing you won't know what happened to you." I said, "No, General, I will let you know." And then I didn't let him know though, but I went to Durban. So I'm just indicating, or rather demonstrating, that even on the 4th of July, the eve of the press conference, I spoke to him, and I didn't even know, and I didn't see it coming, actually. Thank you, Chair.
Before we get to the letter of the 31st of December, do you know Brown Mkhwanazi?
I know Brown Mkhwanazi.
How do you know him?
Brown Mkhwanazi, I know him as an activist in Northwest, but I didn't know him. I also Googled him, and I saw him at some point. He was commenting and making it was an interview, but relating to the former premier and Gauteng, former premier of Northwest. And he also contacted me. Remember that he would also collect some information there around there, what is going on, whether be it the tender-related corruptions there or concerns that he had. And then also he ended up also aiding the fact that, look, I just also want to warn you that you must know that the intelligence people are working on you. They're busy in your case after you. I knew about it, and then he was just telling me something that I was aware of. And I even spoke to the National Commissioner about it at some point. I said, "NASCOM, I just got this strange call from this person. He says he's Brown." I didn't know Brown Mkhwanazi, but he said he's Brown. And then we were leaving his office, and the National Commissioner said, "Well, let's keep on listening to him. Let's hear what he says. And we didn't entertain it further.
What is your relationship, if any, with Brown Mkhwanazi?
Senior Counsel, just before you proceed. General, are you saying that he called you?
Called me. You called me, Chair.
And informed you that the intelligence people are listening to you or are investigating you?
Yes, Chair, and that was the case.
Without you having had a discussion with him before about a matter like that?
Yes, Chair.
Okay.
I had not even met him, not even once. Even my records can show.
But he phoned you?
He did call me.
So his phone will show that? His phone will show that he phoned you?
Yes, the record can indicate that. The records are there, they should be there. Yeah.
So how does he get your number? I mean, no, a senior person like you in the police, I'm sure a lot of our citizens would want to phone higher up sometimes when they're frustrated because a crime is not being addressed or followed up or solved, and then they want to phone higher up. Now, you don't know this guy?
Counsel, I don't know this guy. I never contacted him before, and you do get it because at this level, you get calls from citizens of this country, and they will tell you that I'm so and so. I've been given your number by so and so and so and so. Sometimes another one will call and say, "How can I get this person?" And then they will phone around. Ultimately, they'll come across your number. Even the ministers, they do get calls from people they least expected from.
So he must have gotten your number from a third party or some people.
That's correct.
And there's nothing unusual about that, you say?
It happens all the time, Counsel.
And he also gave you some information that, you know, some people are after you, words to that effect.
That's correct, Chair.
So he's peddles information.
If the council put it that way.
Of a political nature.
If the council put it that way, that he will call you and tell you that, hey, Chief, be careful, 1, 2, 3, 4 is happening. And then mine is to see how I deal with this information.
Okay. And did you ever meet him in person?
Yes, twice.
When was that and where?
The very first time when we went to operate in KZ in Durban, January 8th, we were there on official duties.
On?
Official duties.
Yeah.
And then he called and said, "Will you be in Cape Town?" I said, "Yes, I will be there, sir. I will be working." He said, "I'll come greet you because we are going there." I said, "It's fine." And then he did come to the hotel where I was at that time. And he came, greeted me, it was during breakfast, and he left in town.
And where was that? Which hotel was that? In Cape Town?
Yeah, in Cape Town, in town. But it's one of the Southern Sun hotels.
Was that with the January 8th?
Yes.
Yeah. So he was here. Were you also here for the party celebrations on January 8th?
No, I was here on official duties. The top management of the police will be here to run the operations. We are all here, all of us. So you will get people that you know. I met a lot that I know, and we will greet each other when we met. I had the issue of the Camps Bay, but in Camps Bay, it was actually a friend of mine, Malusi Zondo, that I met at Camps Bay Tiger's Mill. They were there also eating, and I said, "Okay, I'll come and see you, Mkhwanazi," and then greeted and we left.
But why would you give audience to someone you don't know? He must have some kind of influence to access you directly and even to have breakfast with you. Not many people who don't.
No, I can't say really, Chair. I don't have any reason to say, no, I can't see you. You're talking to a person over the phone all the time. You're talking to the person over the phone, and then he tells you and says, will you be there? And I say, yes. I say, I'll come and greet you. I say, it's okay. To me, I didn't see anything wrong.
But he must have dropped a name or two to persuade you to meet him for breakfast.
No, he didn't drop names other than telling me that, Chief, be careful here and there. And then he will give me information. And the information that he give me, you find that is the information that I know and that I see is happening around me.
So did he give you that information there over breakfast?
No, all the time when we speak, some people you want to avoid, but some people you cannot avoid, because if someone gives you something that you know you may need, you listen to him as and when he calls.
So how many calls did he make to you, more or less? You said you mentioned you spoke to him all the time.
Yeah, at that time it wasn't that many times, but he's the kind of a person that I never really deliberately, so I never wanted to block him. I deal with information, and then there's no way I'll block him. I will listen to him every time he calls, because you block the person, the next thing this was the person who was going to save you for one or other reasons. I need that information.
So you must have found him to be at least very interesting and someone who's worth listening to, because the information that he was giving you strikes you as stuff that you knew or knew of. And so you were curious, how does this guy know all these things?
You see, my job, Chair and honorable members, I deal with information. I work with information. I work with crime. I deal with crime. I have to get information from all over the country, and whatever information that I get to me helps me.
So again, so how many times more or less did he phone you? How many times more or less did he meet you? Was the Cape Town breakfast meeting on January 8th or wherever it was, on the eve of January 8th, was that the only time you
He met me only once here in Cape Town. And even when he left, he forgot to pay. And then
so he peddles information and he must pay for it.
No, he forgot to pay, and then he said to me, "Hey, I forgot to pay there. Can you pay?" I didn't agree to pay, because I didn't know that I was going to have a guest that I must pay breakfast for.
Yeah.
So I didn't pay. He then said he had to come and pay.
So he's some guy. And so during this meeting at breakfast, and you still haven't said how many calls more or less he made to you.
No, when he was here, Chair, it was that one call when he came here, and then from that was it. To greet, and that was it. It's not like we are friends. We are not close to each other.
Does he phone you, or do you phone him, and do you have his number on your phone?
I had his number on my phone. I do have his number on my phone, but many a times he's the one who calls. I don't call.
Okay. And in these calls that he made to you and the meeting he had, did he mention the name of Kat Matlala to you?
No. He never mentioned. It does happen sometimes when he will talk about the issue of Kat who's been arrested and things that he reads on the newspaper. But I will not really entertain him on such cases,
Do you know Kat Matlala?
I know Kat Matlala.
How do you know him? Have you got a relationship with him?
No, 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 no. Before I came back to the police, I didn't know Cat, Mr. Matlala. I didn't know Mr. Matlala, and I got to know Mr. Matlala when he called, asking, wanting to meet. And I said, no, no, come to the office.
When was that call?
The call was around about, I can't remember exactly, but I do have the bundle where when they wanted to have a meeting with the lawyer, because they did came. I don't know with my legal team whether we did put. I have it, Chair. If we can maybe like during lunch or after, just produce the paperwork. Unless
Can you look at what this is? This is a next to. Thank you, Maria. This is at pages 203 to 205 to your statement. It's not 203, 205. And it's you deal with it in your statement on page 26. Where you say, I know Musimuzi Matala as a service provider of the SAPS.
Paragraph 28, page 28.
Page 26.
26.
Paragraph 81.
Yes.
Do you want to read from there, or do you want to?
Yes, I do know Vusi Matlala as a service provider of the South African Police Service. He's well known in the South African Police because he was at the time running a hospital at a SAPS college. As far as I know, he was awarded a healthcare contract at the police. I, however, do not know exactly the detail of the contract because that's between supply chain and it's in another division. And then during about February 2024, when I was acting National Commissioner, Mr. Matlala set up an appointment to visit me at my office. On his visit, Mr. Matlala complained that he has been awarded the tender, but he was not allowed to use the facility and thus not able to deliver in terms of the tender agreement. He also finished me with a letter. Addressed to the National Commissioner. And a copy of this letter is attached here to SB 14-1, which is page 203.
Yeah, 204 and 5 is the letter.
Yes. Mr. Matlala also had a letter from Public Works which confirmed that he received a lease agreement to utilize the building. I then consulted with the National Commissioner on the issue, and his response was that Public Works was not going to tell us on how to utilize our building. So the tender nevertheless continued. My responsibility in this regard was to just give Mr. Matlala feedback on what had transpired when I had informed the National Commissioner, which I did. I did not know Mr. Matlala before the meeting.
And did you, what happened with these demands? Do you know whether there were any legal proceedings subsequent to the letter of demand?
Not at all. There were no further demand that I'm aware of. What I know is that he kept on working. We met him many times at the college. When there are events at the college, you would have at the stadium where you have your gazebos, you have Metropolitan, Old Mutual, other service providers, gazebos, everyone displaying their own products. And then you will also have Medi24 where they also do high blood and sugar diabetes tests and all that, things like those. So this is a person who was just known by a lot of generals there and other colleagues. So I knew him.
Okay.
Acted with him from time to time like the other generals?
Yes.
in the service at some of these occasions at the college in his capacity as a service provider.
As a service provider, as a stakeholder, yes.
So how would you describe your relationship with him? Just certainly not as a, yeah, maybe
We are not friends, or we were not friends. But at the same time, I was getting to know him. I wasn't really